Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Old Friends and New Problems. I am David,
I'm Dale.
and I have recently had a life-changing um, event that has occurred.
Mm,
I guess you could call it a problem, because in some ways it is. Definitely changes your life, though.
mm.
Are you
I
ready for
could
this?
say a lot of things right now, but I'm not going to.
I have a teenager who is now driving on her own.
Mm. Yeah, that's
I'm so old. Like it stings. It stings a little bit.
and the thing about it too is like you're happy because on the one hand, it's like you have a little bit more freedom because you don't
Yes.
have to take them
Oh
everywhere. But
yeah.
on the same time, in the back of your head, you're probably going, "Are they okay?
Oh, I'm
Are they
terrified.
okay?
I'm
Are they
absolutely
okay?"
terrified.
Like just constant.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. And let me tell you, nothing prepares you for the moment where your teen is pulling out of the driveway for their first solo drive after getting their
No one else in the
license.
car. You're just standing there like,
I was a wreck. I was bad choice of words. I was nervous as all get out. My wife definitely handled it better than I did. I was a basket case. Yeah, that's my baby girl,
yeah, of course.
and it is. Look, she's got a good head on her shoulders,
Yeah, seems to.
but 99% of the people out there don't. And anyone who has ever been in Atlanta traffic knows exactly what I'm talking about. But very, very terrifying. Um, and it kind of it was a very interesting experience navigating through all of that from the very beginning of getting the permit,
Mm-hmm.
going in, taking the test and all the excitement of it, and and getting the permit to learning how to drive,
Mm-hmm.
which is especially challenging if you have both parents in the car.
Oh God. My wife will not be in the car. She's leaving that all to me. So
And and then going all the way up through a lot of the hoops that they have to jump through now
hmm
just to get to the point where you do take your driver's license.
so yeah, because when we were growing up, right? Because we're the same age.
Yep.
So when we were growing up, the test was literally like, your learner's permit, 15 years old, you go do the written.
Yep.
Great, you got your learner's permit. You can now drive with an adult of
Yep.
21 or plus in the car or on the streets, right?
Yep.
That was it. And then a year and a day after, so the day after your 16th birthday, you could go take your driving test, which in the state of Georgia is pitiful. Let me just put that out there. In the whole country, let's be honest,
It's pretty bad.
It's been pretty
pretty bad.
pitiful. Easily passable. I didn't fail either one, but yeah. So for us, it was just I don't even think went on the road. I don't think I did. I think mine was all inside of a parking lot.
Yeah, I believe mine was too.
And it was a fairly sizable parking lot,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, literally, it's like, oh, you just making sure that you know how to read signs.
Can you parallel park?
That was, and what's funny is that was like one of the hardest things to do back then, but like now it's like,
Well, funny enough, you can fail parallel parking now and still pass your driver's test.
I blame automated driving cars.
Always.
It's Lexus's fault.
No, but the driver's test baffled me
Okay.
because and I don't know if they do this everywhere, but I know that they do it here, and this is a post-COVID thing. But when you go to the DDS and you check in, they tell you, okay, go get in your car and pull over to this spot, stop and wait for someone. And you're like, okay, I guess they're just going to come out, get in the car, right?
Makes sense.
Get in the car, and one parent's allowed to go with them, which is good. You definitely don't want both parents in the car. And so go out, get in the car, pull over to the coned area where they told us to stop at, and very nice lady comes out, has you do all your turn signals and everything, and they walk around the car and do a visual inspection on the car to make sure it's safe.
Okay.
Awesome. Love that, right?
Yeah.
My instructor definitely didn't do that. They didn't care. So there was no safety check before I did my test. But They do that now.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. This is normal so far.
Yeah.
Then it gets weird.
Oh.
So then they tell you, okay, wait right here and I'll be right back. And then they go into the building and they come out with a camera.
Okay.
And it is a dash cam on a pad with its own battery pack. And they place that up on the dash. And then they're like, I need a phone number to call. Okay, well, she's driving, so call my phone.
Yeah.
They call my phone, put them on speaker. And they're like, okay, wait for me to get inside and I'll give you instructions. They go back inside and they are watching the camera footage real time while giving instructions on speakerphone, and they never get in the car.
That is weird. What?
It's a post-COVID thing.
It's gotta be, but like if that's the only reason, why would you still do that?
So I will give you my thoughts on that in a moment, but it's just weird because they tell you as the parent sitting in the car, they're like, you are not to make any gestures. You are not to say anything. You are not to signal in any way, shape, or form. You're basically a prop sitting in that car so your child can legally drive it on the street with a licensed adult.
It's almost like, hear me out, it would be nice if they had a licensed legal adult at the driver department services or whatever that could be in the car with them.
Yeah.
It would be great if they...
Imagine that.
Imagine.
So
One day.
First thing they do is, they tell, your child through your speakerphone, all right, you're going to drive around here. And they have you do a couple little maneuvers. Back up in a straight line, 40 feet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And then they have you pull over to another section, do the parallel park. Kid aced it. Awesome. Back into the parking spot. Kid aced it first shot. Great. And then they're like, all right, now we're going to go out on the road. And I'm like, I think I was more nervous than she was. I'm like, this is weird.
You're like the Key and Peele sketch where he's just got like
Yeah.
water just pouring out.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're like, okay, I've rode in the car with my kid
right.
tons of times so far, but I'm constantly giving feedback. Hey, slow down a little earlier. Hey, you're drifting a little bit to the right. Hey,
did you see that
watch out for
sign?
those pedestrians you're barreling towards at 60 miles an hour.
Get off the sidewalk.
Yeah, get off the sidewalk. There's a little old lady walking there. Kidding. But here I am, and I'm like, man, we're going to go out on the road, and I can't say a word.
You just gotta basically...
Yes, because the camera is facing in
Yeah.
and forward. So this instructor is seeing everything that you're doing in the car. So you can't even be like, nothing. Or it's an automatic fail, right? So we go out onto the road and everything, and luckily my kid did great. Come back, congratulations, you passed, go ahead and park, come on in. I'll come out and get the camera and you can get your license. But man, what a change.
Yeah, I mean,
from everything I knew as far as getting your license.
I mean, when we were growing up, when we were getting our license, I mean, cell phones were like only just kind of becoming a thing. Like, I mean, obviously we're not that old. Cell phones were around, but like they were not nearly as commonplace.
Yeah. You had the Zach Morris giant cell phone from Saved by the Bell.
I still have my dad's original flip phone. It was a Motorola, and it's got like the big thing with a little antenna that pops up. I should have brought it. Didn't think
I
about
remember
it.
my cousin bought I think it was an 88 Prelude SI.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a car phone in it.
Nice.
And because that was peak Honda, peak Honda technology back then.
Yeah, of course.
So, and I remember just looking at it, I'm like, what do you need a phone attached to your car for? And now pretty much everyone has that via Bluetooth. But I will tell you, when I started thinking about the instructor never getting in the car, the more I thought about it, the more it kind of made sense.
Okay.
And this is not the side I would have expected myself to take on this. Normally, I'd be like, get in the car, do your job.
Right.
but it makes sense. One, you're not jeopardizing an additional person's safety,
Fair.
right?
Because you've already, presumably, have already been in this scenario
Yes.
before with just you and her.
Yes. But, you know, and I'm not accusing anyone of this, but predators are everywhere. So you're not putting a stranger in the car with your child.
True.
Your child is comfortable with you in the car. They're not comfortable.
Test anxiety is a real thing.
Yes. So to have a complete stranger in the car going, you know, grading you and giving instructions to you, it's going to put your kid at ease.
That's fair.
You know, because I mean, say the instructor's had a bad day. Little Timmy just ran over like 3 dogs pulling out of the parking lot. He's mad. He gets in the car with your kid. He ain't having it, right? So you eliminate all of those variables.
That's fair.
And it's just you and your child in the car taking the test. So the insurance is tied to you as the parent in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Your kid's comfortable with you, you know, and if anything happens, God forbid, you're there, right? You're there with your kid. And an innocent bystander, you know, at the DDS is not involved in a horrific accident or whatever. So it makes sense. And, you know, it was really strange to me. I'm like, man, how times have changed.
Yeah, and see, now I got my CDL 15 years ago ish, ballparking, of course. And I don't know if it's changed.
It's probably around the time. Yeah, no, I think I had my CDL a little bit longer than you did because I had mine before my child was born.
Okay, yeah, same.
So, yeah.
But I know that back then, now things could have changed. I don't think so because I went through a driving school, like a truck driving school, and I've seen them on the roads still. And so I believe they're still doing it the same way.
Yeah.
But at least back then, and again, this is, you know, pre-COVID, so maybe things have changed. Maybe they're doing CDLs the same way. I doubt it because it's a much larger
It's a
liability.
whole different animal.
But with that, you know, they hop you in the truck with you, and they're with you the whole way. It's like the old school way of doing it. At least that's how it was for us.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll never forget.
I think we went to the same truck driving school,
Probably.
Actually, if I recall correctly. So
The Cloverleaf. But what's funny about it too is I remember because I've always been like pretty like car centered, like driving became natural to me.
Yes.
Like even as a kid, I was like 12 years old. My mom would let us drive around the neighborhood in the car very slowly, of course, but like no problems. And I wasn't like going fast, maybe like 10 miles an hour. And but I remember when the instructors were like, now don't do what one guy did, because the route they would take us on, like they would prep us like, oh, this is the route we're going to take, this, that, and the other. And so we were going down the route and they said, okay, right here at this specific spot, there's a turn off, and they might tell you to turn off, whatever. And if they do, just be prepared for it, whatever. So I guess one guy got in the car, instructor got in the car, the truck, instructor got in the truck, and they're going through the route, you know, whatever this, and then they get to this point and the guy goes, hey, am I supposed to turn here? Like, you're not supposed to know that. Like, that's supposed to be like a if they tell you kind of thing. And so the instructor was kind of like, huh? It's like, you just gave away the secret, man. Stop.
Yeah.
But I think they do a different route now, and it's a completely different location than it used to be.
Yeah.
But again, I'd be curious to see if they've changed how that process works.
Yeah. If you've gotten a CDL recently and you've gone through the testing, we would love to hear about that, because I got to tell you, as odd as it is in a car, I can't imagine doing that process with just a camera mounted on the dashboard
because
in a tractor trailer.
Because at this point, you wouldn't even need another person in the car either.
Correct.
So theoretically, you could be just doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
And they got a camera. Oh man, that seems a little shady. I would have a hard time believing they do it that way with the truck.
Well, and even with like the yard maneuvers in a CDL, that's a big thing. So, you know, I want to say when you're doing your yard maneuvers, they're not even in the truck. They're standing outside watching you do your maneuvers.
I think that's right.
Because if any portion of the truck crosses the lines, you failed.
Yeah.
So very different animal. So
But-
see what you got to look forward to.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I've got.
how many-
let's see.
How many times are you gonna have to go through that? I only have to do it
I've
once.
got 2 more years for my oldest,
Yeah.
and then what would that be?
Wait for it.
8 more years for my youngers.
And they're the same age, so he's got to do 2 at the same time.
I have a feeling. So my oldest, we'll go to like the high school,
Yeah.
like when it's like Sunday or a holiday or whatever. There's nobody around.
Yeah.
Big old parking lot and a lot of little turns off to the sides and stuff. And I'll take him, not in my car because he doesn't like the manual transmission. We're working on him.
He will
But-
convert.
Yeah, but in the wife's car, which she just got a new car, so that's another topic for another day. But in her car, he likes it because it's obviously automatic and it's a little safer. If he gets near a curb, he's not gonna curb rash.
Yeah.
The wheels as much, or there's a lot more ground clearance. But he's doing pretty good, I'd say. I mean, he's all things considered. So
Now I will say, definitely get the smallest car you can on test day.
yeah,
It's a lot easier to do those maneuvers when you're not in a boat.
that's fair.
Like me, when I took my test in my grandmother's Crown Vic. Parallel parking, a Crown Vic. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I don't know, man. Like things like parallel parking never bothered me.
No.
And like even today, I'm one of the annoying people. I say annoying. It makes more sense. And this might be a hot topic. But I always back into a spot if I can. Obviously, if it's a directional lane, I won't back into
Yeah.
because then that's dumb. But
It's for a faster exit, man.
right, it
Looks cooler.
It's tactical.
Yeah. If I got to jump in the car and bolt,
But
it's so much easier if I don't have to back up.
so, also fun fact, and I made a reel about this on my social media a long time ago about your driving license because I know that I think under 21 it's vertical now. Is that right?
Yes. So it is vertical.
In the state of
and-
Georgia, that's all we
yeah.
can talk about.
And I know there's something called Jacob's Law now. We didn't have that when we were younger.
What is that now?
So I
'Cause
don't.
I don't know what that is.
It is a lot of studying before you can actually get your driver's license.
Oh.
Like I'd have to look into it, but there is a lot of reading material that you basically have to go through in order to get your license. Here we go. So it is. Let's see. I don't know if it says how much you have to read. But apparently they passed it in 2000. So it's actually older than I thought it was. Oh, that's in South Carolina. My mistake. But it's spreading and it's becoming more prevalent in other states. But I know that when my child was doing it on the computer, like we would check in with her every couple of days and be like, all right, how much have you gotten done? And she's like, oh, I'm at 13%.
God.
Oh, I'm at 46%. And I mean, she worked on it for a while.
That's crazy.
So it's not one of those things that you're going to do in like one day. There's a lot to it. So, which good, and I'm one of those people that like, sometimes you got to give the cold, hard truth to your kid.
yeah.
And sometimes, and this may be a little bit of a hot topic thing, but I know that when I was younger, I did a defensive driving course because I got a ticket for speeding. But
Who hasn't been there?
one of the things that I remember them doing is they were showing us a lot of like police chase videos and stuff.
Okay.
Car accidents from people that were speeding and everything. I feel like don't shelter your kids from the dangers of what can happen if they pick up their cell phone while they're driving, or if they're too busy messing with the radio with friends in the car going 70 miles an hour down a back road.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to show them these videos of like, look at this car accident.
Yeah.
Do you see how this vehicle split in two?
Show
You
them
know?
like the crash tests, like the
Yes.
crash test videos will show
Oh,
you
yeah.
like I mean, because what is it like? 30 mile an hour. If you're going 30 miles an hour and the other car's going 30 miles an hour and you hit head on, that's a 60 mile an hour crash into a wall, basically.
Yeah, dead stop. The
So, I mean-
G-force alone is, I mean, you're talking broken ribs, whiplash,
I mean, look,
possibly broken legs.
I am I'm happy to be alive because on my 16th birthday, we were going to we were in the car. It was all five of us at the time: mom, stepdad, brother, sister, and me. And at the time, we were going down to somewhere to eat, and I was in the back middle seat. Didn't have my seatbelt on because I was an idiot, and it was kind of getting dark out. Obviously, it was dinner time, and so a car pulled out in front of us and stopped in the middle of the road because they couldn't get over the cement median. And thank God, my stepdad had the wherewithal to stop in time. But we were sliding, and we probably hit him at least 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
At least. I mean, we were trying to stop, and we
Yeah.
were skidding to a stop, and he was turning. But like, my body flew forward, and I think the only thing that saved me was like I saw it coming, so I was like, "Oh my God!" And I kind of started bracing myself. Surprisingly, I didn't break anything, but I was about yay close from flying through the window.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those things. And
Yeah.
I don't understand people, and if this is you, I'm sorry, but hard truth. I don't understand people who don't use their seatbelt. I don't
Yeah.
get it because for me, it's like one of those things where you just get in, done.
Yeah. And I get it. There are a lot of injuries you can sustain from a seatbelt.
True.
But none of those injuries are as bad as death.
Flying through the windshield can't be fun.
No.
I can't imagine.
No, it's not on my list of good things to do on a Friday night. I've had a lot of friends that have been in really, really bad car accidents. When I was a baby, we were in a bad car accident. Broke my mom's back, and I got a concussion as an infant. So,
It's crazy.
pretty big deal. When a baby gets a concussion, explains a lot that's wrong with me. But
And that explains why we're friends.
yes, but no, I mean, there's too much evidence that shows your odds of surviving with your seatbelt on is way higher than without.
Mhm.
And I will say a lot of these new cars, a lot of these safety features are great.
Airbags.
More and more airbags are getting packed inside of these cars.
Like there's like brake, like warning and assist. I know,
Yeah,
like with the wife's old car, and
emergency braking.
it'll like start to brake for you if
Yep.
it's getting too close.
Blind spot monitoring, stuff like that is great. And this will morph into a topic for another day. But some of those little safety features that they're packing into these cars are just ridiculous.
Well, and nothing replaces just awareness.
Yeah, pay attention.
Like like when I'm in a car, I almost know every single car that passes by
yeah.
by brand and model because I'm just paying attention. And my wife knows this now, but like she will text me sometimes and I'll quickly glance and it's like a book and I'm like, well, I can't read that right now.
Not happening.
I'm not gonna do it.
Because you're driving a 3,500 plus pound rocket down
yeah.
the road.
It's a missile that could kill someone.
I mean, look, a lot of people don't realize, go look up a video of a 20 mile an hour impact into a wall. It ain't pretty.
Nah, it's
and that's
pretty.
20 miles an hour.
That's less than what you're driving through a neighborhood, which is why driving through a neighborhood slow is important.
But look at, the speed most of us are carrying on back roads is 55 plus miles an hour. And
I go
you
10
said
under.
earlier, that's not counting the other car coming the other way.
I go 10 under everywhere I go. I don't know what you're talking about. I do have something to kind of wrap this up as a sort of topic. It's kind of tied into this a little bit. And I want to get your take on this. And there's no, pre-work on this. This is just off the cuff, thinking about it. In some countries, I think Australia is one of them, they give, I think it's what's called a P plate. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it's called. If you're from Australia, let me know. But I think what they do is when you're 16 or whatever the age of driving is there, you get a thing that you have to attach to your license plate. It's a little square P, and it means that you can only drive a certain type of vehicle. Like I think you can only drive 4 cylinders. it can't be like more than X number of horsepower, and you can only have like so many people in the car. It has to be so much weight. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of restrictions.
Yeah. Can't drive after a certain time.
Right, which we have some of that here, but
Yeah.
it's not, there's no external way to know that.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. So I feel like I am a very good driver. I'm the best driver I know, maybe present company included, I'm not sure. But I feel like I am a pretty good driver, right? I do have some speeding tickets because I like to go a little fast, but I'm very aware, like accident-wise, I've, knock on wood, I've never gotten into an accident that was my fault. Like, I've always been pretty aware. So my thought is they need to make a thing to where you can get like a better license. So like as an adult, after you have to be like 25, let's say. You have to be 25, let's get an age limit going. But after that age, you can then apply for a higher tier license. And then what you would do is pay a little bit more money, like, $500, $600, whatever the case may be. You do a lot more extensive driving tests like they do, I think, in Sweden, where they have like, they do like the spin test and all sort of stuff. And then what they have is on the roads, you'll have two speed limit signs. So you'll have like the white speed limit sign, and then maybe above or below, you'll have like a smaller one that's like, I don't know, blue, yellow, green, whatever. And it's got another speed. And so if you have a plate on your car that's like, let's say it'll have like a, E for like expert or something, and you add that to your plate, when the cops see that, if you're going, let's say 15 over, they see that real quick and they go, he's allowed to do that.
That's very interesting. I do wish, kind of along the lines of that, our student drivers, I really wish there was a required form of like notifying other drivers on the road that, like, look, this is it. Because I believe at 18 they go back and a lot of the restrictions get lifted off of their driver's license. Mm-hmm. So for that 2-year period, people need to know that you're dealing with a new driver.
See, and the problem with that too is, and it also relates to my suggestion too, is that if you're a household that can't afford everybody getting their own cars,
cars,
then if you've got multiple, or if you don't have multiple cars, let's say like you're having to drive your mom's car. Well, if your mom has that extra license, but you don't, you are now in her, and you can drive the extra speed limit. So it's like, that's where we get to kind of like the haziness. But I agree.
Because they do have the student driver stickers, but like, let's be clear about one thing, and this is not up for debate. You do not put stickers on automotive paint.
Mm-mm.
You just don't do it. There's things that you don't
once in my life, and I'll never do it again.
Yeah, it's terrible. But no, I mean, even if it's just a little suction cup plate that you can put on the back glass of the vehicle,
or like soft magnets or something.
Yeah, that just notifies. Government wants to put all these regulations in cars. Why don't we make a little something, down near the light for your tag light, where if that tag light is green or yellow or some color, that means it's a student driver. And if it's regular white, then that is a advanced driver, and it can be switched on and off by whoever is driving the vehicle.
That's not a bad idea.
You could do something like that to notify people, because one of the things that's very frustrating to me is when I'm teaching my child how to drive a car and I'm telling them, all right, you need to go to the speed limit. Well, I've got Dude Buddy behind us in his jacked up Dodge Ram glued to our bumper.
And it's got the rake on it.
Yeah, the Carolina Squat glued to our bumper, and just aggressive and everything like that. And it's like, now what am I supposed to tell my child who is learning how to drive? And, you can't have road rage. You can't sit there and swerve. You can't, do whatever. She's following the law. But because you feel like you're more important than everybody else on the road, you're driving like a jerk and putting everybody in danger. Like, just back off.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know if you have a new teen driver in the car, or a elderly person in the car, or, someone who's got some sort of issue. Maybe they've been in a horrific car accident and they can't, bring themselves to go 10 over the speed limit like you're demanding them to do every time you get behind another car.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys. Think about who is in the car in front of you. Don't just look at the car and be like, oh, this car's going slow. Think about who's in that car. If that was your child,
Or maybe
would you want to be riding their bumper?
Maybe they're just having a bad day. Who knows?
Yeah.
Could be anything.
So, but yeah, I think that's probably about all we got for today.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining me on that one, because
Absolutely.
that's a different life experience that's coming your way, buddy.
2 more years.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'll pray for you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Hit us up with some comments. If you got any topics you'd like us to discuss, or if you went through what I just went through, love to hear your thoughts on it. Let us know if the driver's tests around you are the same as what we have here, because I don't know if it's a regional thing or if that's something they're implementing everywhere post-COVID. I know that's what started it. But yeah, be interesting to know. So thank you very much and have a good one.